Okay, I'm gonna make this video to talk about I would say, I wouldn't say a friend, I barely know him, but I've been a fan of his for a while, of his videos, and I kind of like the guy. I know that he's hard to take, but I like him anyway. His name is Dean Esmay. He goes by the moniker of Max Colby, in most cases, and every time you hear about this guy on the internet, yeah, you're gonna find a bunch of reactions, very extreme reactions. And just recently, at the time of this video, he's been mentioned by Mr. Medicare, and he's getting more visibility. And I just feel like I want to share my own story about Dean, and this is sort of like a defense of him, although not an unabashed defense, as you can see. Because I think it's a really fascinating story, and I also think that he gets unfairly maligned. Sometimes he's fairly maligned, but a lot of times he's just unfairly maligned, and there really is a lot of just bullshit about him that happens all the time. Like, people just say these random crappy stuff about him. So anyway, let's go ahead and forward. Now, for anyone who's watched my videos, you've probably picked up by the fact now that I am actually a Christian and a Catholic. I don't usually make a big deal about it, to be honest, at least on YouTube. I don't really want to be an apologist. I don't want to talk about, I don't want to convince people to become Christians, basically. And if you are not a Christian, I don't really have any problem with you. The people I do have problems with, though, are the atheists who, a specific kind of atheists. The atheists who are in your face about, who are just need to tell you how much they think, Christians are stupid and Christianity sucks. If you're just like an atheist who doesn't care, then I don't care, I'd love to talk to you, and I don't have any problem with you, but, I started watching a lot of videos, anti-SJW videos a while back, and though I enjoyed them very much, it just got on my nerves that everybody is an atheist. And not only that, but they're really kind of annoyingly in-your-face atheists. And it came out in like random little comments, like little snide remarks they make. Dude, Sargon of Akkad just does that sometimes. He just talks about how stupid Christianity is. Like I don't care about what you think about Christianity, dude. I don't care. I came here for anti-SJW stuff. I don't care about what your opinions on Christianity are. Same thing with a lot of anti-SJW atheists, and really it got annoying for a while, to the point where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna take a break from all this stuff. Of course, it was also because the anti-SJW movement was dying down at the time. But then I discovered Dean Esmay. I discovered him the way a lot of people did when he was on a stream with Mr. Medicare, the one that Mr. Medicare is always talking about. Whenever he mentions Dean Esmay's name, he mentions this stream and how he totally, Dean Esmay was a total embarrassment, blah, blah, blah. I watched the stream. Now, I knew Dean Esmay a little bit. I heard his name around because I heard him because he was one of the few people in the anti-SJW men's rights activist movement that wasn't an atheist. That's all I was asking for, someone who wasn't an atheist, And so I heard his name, I was like, okay, I like this guy, and I listened to the stream, and it sounded to me, I know that Medicare says, oh, this is like, he's sucking my dick, but it's so embarrassing. I'll get my impression on that stream with Dean and Mr. Medicare was that Dean was like trying not to have a fight with him. He's like, okay, yeah, you're right, okay, okay, yeah, I got you, you're right. So all he was doing was just like saying, okay, you were wrong. I mean, that's the first impression I got. Is like, this is a guy that seems like a nice guy who's just getting reamed by Medicare. Like, that's dumb. I like both guys. I like Medicare and Dean, and I always have. And I'm, so it was kind of sucked to see them fighting, because I like both of them. But after that, I heard about Dean's new project, which was the originally it was called Escaping Atheism. Then they changed it to Red Pill Religion, and that I really liked that project, and I listened to a lot of their stuff. The reason I like them is because I'm a Christian, yeah, but I'm also a foul-mouthed, violent-tempered Christian, so I find Christian circles boring. I could hang out in Christian circles all I wanted, and everyone's nice and happy, but I kind of like, getting outside of those things. So what Red Pill Religion is basically, if you have never heard it, is basically they just foul-mouthed guys just bashing anti-religious atheists. It's kind of it's like the reverse image of the, Amazing Atheist stuff, where they're just bashing atheists, That's what it is. I mean, it's more or less, and there's a variation on what they do, but that's mostly what they do, and I kind of like that. That was my that's so that I've been watching Dean's stuff for a while now. He Max's stuff for a while, whatever he wants to call it, and he actually reached out to me when I started my channel, and asked me to go on his show, and I actually went on his show for a while. And I just want to say that he always seemed like a very professional guy in private, as opposed to in public. On public. So when you listen to Dean in public, I'm not going to deny that he comes off as a bit strange. All right, he's very violently tempered sometimes. He's really, really angry. He seems to be ranting a lot. Like, the impression you get is that he's ranting. He rants about, for example, though I stopped listening to Sargon of Akkad, I liked him. I don't have any bad feelings to him. He sometimes was a little bit anti-atheist, anti-Christian, but, I was willing to overlook that. But Dean said in his rant, Sargon's really, really viciously anti-Christian, and him and all these other atheists were coming after him and viciously attacking him. And I gotta be honest, when I heard that, I was a little bit like, I don't know if that's really true. And I never mentioned it since then. I'm just like, my impression was, this guy seems a little bit off, right? So I acknowledge that Dean seems off. This is a defense of Dean. So what I'm gonna say now is a defense of him. Every time one of these things has been looked at closer, and this is happening right now with the honey badgers, Dean has been proven 100% right. And not just with the honey badgers. Way back last year, remember the whole Kilroy stuff and that thing blowing up? If you look back, Dean made a video about Kilroy and saying, this is skeptical, watch out. And this was like a full 6 months to a year before anybody else, had any inkling there was something wrong with the Kilroy event. Dean did that. Now, with the honey badgers, yeah, he's been ranting about those girls, for a long time, and to the point that it was getting annoying. Like, another honey badger video, I was like, he's so obsessed with these honey badgers, and he was saying these crazy stories, like they're cheating people out of money. They're not very good. And I always thought, whatever. I came here for the anti-atheist stuff, anti-really bad atheist stuff, not like ordinary atheist stuff. I didn't come here for this honey badger stuff, and it seems like Dean's going off on an unhinged rant now. But now, look what's happening now. Now, it's coming out that they are kind of crazy and corrupt, and everything that Dean said about them is turning out to be true, all right? So, this is my defense of Dean. Yeah, he comes off as a little crazy. He comes off as a little unhinged. But two things. One, he's always been proven right so far. I don't know what else he's going to be proven right on so far. And he hasn't said anything, even though his attitude's crazy, what he's saying isn't that crazy. He's just saying that these people aren't as nice as they appear to be. These people are lying about this and that, And, yeah, so don't just discount Dean just because he sounds like he's a little bit crazy. Because so far, he's been proven right. Second thing I want to tell everyone is that it really is true that in person, I talked to him in real life, that he's a nice guy. He's a good guy. I talked with him for a long time about, just various things, and he's not like crazy in real life, for what it's worth. If you're listening to this, if you stumbled onto this video, let me just tell you that the Dean, all these crazy, horrible things that you might hear about Dean Esmay, 90% of it's just bullshit. It's just it's like obvious bullshit. So don't ignore that stuff. Make your own decision about the guy. I would have an open mind, watch his stuff. He's definitely worth watching too. He's very entertaining as a YouTuber. Even if I didn't agree with him, I would still find his stuff entertaining because he's a very entertaining YouTuber. So it's worth a listen just for that. Now, I personally agree with a lot of his stuff, but if you don't, I would encourage you still to check out his the Red Pill Religion streams. They're definitely worth a listen. Finally, I just wanted to say that I'm actually really happy that Medicare and Esmay seem to have buried the hatchet, because I said before, and I say it again, I like both of these guys. They're very different, but they're both very entertaining YouTubers, and it always seemed to me that their fight was like kind of just pointless. And I was like, oh man, I wish these two guys would just, get together and just have a beer together or whatnot. Anyway, yep, so that's my latest YouTube drama video. I will get back to the more important stuff later. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.